Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, the start of another week. I'm going to wait for you all to join. Come on in, give your love to each other. This is the way we start the week. I'm here to share some downloads, insights, spiritual coffee. My heart's desire is that this conversation just oozes out of me as like God through me for all of you, so that everyone here that's meant to just be inspired and whatever it is that you're meant to get from this conversation that you receive. All right. So, good morning. Happy Monday. Happy start of a brand new week. Just close your eyes for a second and think about all of the wonderful things that lay ahead of you this week. And we're going to talk about vision. And I, as you know, there's always a story behind what I want to share, right? I always say life gives me content. So, I had a conversation with one of my friends I was remembering, and that led me to want to talk about visioning. And she called me out, pretty much, called me right out and said, Tasha, you're really in your head. You're in your head and in your emotions, and you're trying to figure things out. And the bottom line is, you have abandoned your vision. And so I was like, man, if you know anything about me, one of the things that I really am proud of is I walk the talk. I don't just, this is not just some things that are nice to say for me. This is not just stuff that I read in a book. Like, I actually live these principles. And so when someone calls me out on like not living it, and not only not living it, but like abandoning it. I was like, oh my gosh. So I felt all of the emotions that came along with being called out, and I sat with it as I usually do. If you can count on me for one thing, I'm going to reflect, because I'm committed to personal growth, right? So I sat and I reflected, and I was like, oh my gosh, she is absolutely right. And as I was processing all of this, some time went by, and she also sent me a little daily. She subscribes to a prayer app, and so she sent me like a little daily thing that she got, and then some Bible verses to support it. And it was just like God was just like, cold water on Tasha, wake up, right? Wake up out of this slum that you're in. And so one of the things that I reflect on that period in my life was the way I just felt. I realized I had all the low vibration emotions, feelings, thoughts, So I'm sure some of you can relate, where you just go through this period where you feel worried, you feel anxious, you feel disempowered, maybe even lost, constant overthinking, you feel hurt, you feel angry, it's like it's not working, all of the emotions that you can process that are really truly low vibration. And I remember just feeling exhausted from the mental ping pong that was going on in my mind. And the way I hear women language when they're in this phase of the journey is they'll say things like, Tasha, I need clarity, or Tasha, I'm uncertain, or it's like I can't see the way. But the biggest one is just feeling like I need clarity, like I'm unclear. And so it reminded me of, and those of you that are Christian, I'm sure you know this Bible verse very well. And those of you that are not, it's almost like a personal development saying now, but it's sourced from the Bible, and it says, "Without a vision, the people perish." And when I sat with that, like in the moment of being accused of abandoning my vision, I was like, this is what it means when it talks about perishing, right? You are so overcome with the weight of these low vibration emotions and thoughts that you can't move forward. You do perish. Think about, I think we've always just thought, oh, without a vision, the people perish. So let me go write my vision down, right? But like, what does it mean to perish, right? To die, to no longer have life. That's what it felt like for me in those moments. I don't know about you. So if you're ever feeling like, to me, the worst feeling in the world is when I'm not clear. That to me could practically, it feels like I cannot breathe, like I am stifling, right? And I go do all these unproductive things, like trying to get back to clarity. So I I just want to start the conversation there because this is about your vision. Just as much as I got, the water thrown on me, the cold water thrown on me about my vision, I kind of want to do that for you this morning. And so I want you to think of me delivering a message from your vision, right? And just close your eyes for a second and just imagine your biggest, wildest dreams, your heart's desires, literally is knocking on the door this morning and saying, can you come back home, please? Can you come back here? I miss you. Can you come back? I miss you. I'm longing to be with you. I want to be fed and nurtured and loved and all the things by you. And you have gone astray. You have gone and you're over there. It's like my daughter says, oh my gosh, my daughter said the funniest thing recently. She said, Mom, when people are being crazy and you are going along with it, it literally is like you're going, you know what? Can I have the form? Can I get the visa and fill out the passport application? And can I like fill out all the documents? Because I want to visit this crazy place you're in. I want to go there with you. But I'm filling out the documents. And so it's kind of like your vision's like you filled out all the paperwork to go away from home. And it's like, come back. Just come back home. Come back home. And so I want to, yeah, Jacqueline said that hit me in the eyes. And so today is a new moon. And whatever your thoughts are about the new moon, the cycles of the moon, being Christian and not being Christian, I don't even want you to hear that today. Here is why I know none of this, the labels that we give things, who makes things good or evil, right? None of the labels that we give things, sometimes we don't even get the power of what's present. All I know is nature is good. God created the heavens and the earth, and all that's here in nature is of God, directly from God. It's humans, it's man that went astray, but it's not nature. So, nature to me, in my eyes, and you get to discern and decide for yourself. But for me, everything in nature is created by God and is of God. And if we observe nature, there's so many messages that are present. And so I found it interesting that yesterday we're in our goddess group and the goddesses were talking about tomorrow's a new moon and all the things that we typically do with the new moon energy. And as I went and I researched the new moon, I realized that it talked a lot. This new moon specifically, which is today, carries the energy of your soul's purpose and your soul mission, and it is calling you to choose yourself, to choose you. And it was so interesting to me. And as I kept reading, all that there was out there, one of the things that came forward was, being born again. And it's so funny, if my friend Kazia is watching, we had a conversation earlier last week where literally, and it was a very Christian conversation, and she was asking me to support her with something, and I was sharing with her that we always have the opportunity to be born again. And in Christianity, that is like one moment in time, you give your life to Christ, you're baptized, and you're born again. What we missed was that was a profound analogy for the opportunity to choose a new version of ourselves at any moment in time, to just continually choose, just like you gave your life to Christ and you got baptized, and it means you're now a Christian, right? You're walking as a believer. Well, that doesn't only stop there, right? God said you can renew your mind every day, every second. Be renewed, right? So be born again. Anyway, as my friend Kazia and I were talking about this, and we decided we were going to do this powerful, um, like sacred ceremony to be reborn ourselves. And then and there's just so much. I mean, I can't even tell you. And then me really processing this whole thing about vision, and I read everything about this new moon, and it is literally what I foresaw and intuited to do in the beginning of last week. And so those are the things that let me know this stuff is the truth. Like it is not, it's not evil, it's not wrong, it's not, and labels that we want to give it. It's just literally, and I've always known this about myself. It's like I'll do something intuitively and then I'll hear it out there in the masses and I'll go, "Oh wow, am I really that smart? Like I knew that. I said that before I heard it." No, the truth is just the truth, right? And so I want to share that with you today because you are being called with the energy that is around us right now. All of us, not just you, me, you, all of us. We are being called to really look at your soul's purpose and its mission for being here. I tell my goddesses all the time the most powerful question you will ever answer in your life is, why am I here? Right? And I want you to think about that. You can literally leverage the energy of today. So this is again another way that I know that this is true. I decided to talk about vision last week or the week before. I had it on my little calendar of things to talk about. And then I go to like write what I want to say. And I'm like, you cannot make this stuff up. And it's on a new moon. And the new moon is all about purpose and mission and choosing yourself. And I'm like, if this is not in perfect alignment with your vision calling you home powerfully right now, why was I led to talk about this? Because your vision is asking you, are you walking in alignment with your soul's purpose and mission? Have you gone astray? Have you abandoned it? Have you forgotten? Like, where are you with that? Right? And so I know that this is a powerful time to re-engage and rewrite your vision today. It's a powerful time. Everything in nature is literally, sometimes I imagine like the clouds parting and just this beautiful heavenly host of angels, and they're all just standing there in their majestic glow. And it's like, Tasha, we're here. We're here for it, Tasha. What are you creating next? And that's the way I imagine like the energy of everything in support of me. And so I know that the energy that is present in this new moon is calling you. It's like my angels, right? It's calling you to go, okay, what is it? What are we here for? What are you doing? What are you going back to? What is your vision? What do you want to reactivate and re-engage? And the energy that's here and that's present today is literally like a powerful wind behind your sails. This is an important time for you to just sit, just for whatever you take my word for it, just sit and re-engage and rewrite your vision today. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. So, what's my North Star? I love that. That's a beautiful way to say that, Jillian. So, one of the things is to think about as you rewrite your vision is, you've learned so much. You have learned so much. Don't take that for granted. I'm going to tell you something. Yesterday, as I pondered this and I thought about coming here to talk with y'all, I always talk about the things in my office, right? All the papers on the wall. I ripped them all down except one. I took them all down because I realized this is not in alignment with my vision. This is not in alignment with my soul's purpose, my mission. This has to go. And I ripped everything down, all of it. Now you know how my sheets and my boards and my everything, like they mean the world to me. Like I am proud that they're all over my office and all the time. So for me to do this was like a really powerful, like, no, no, no. I am going back. I am rewriting my vision. I am re-engaging with why I'm here, who I truly am, what I know my purpose, my soul's purpose is here for. Right. And so Lynn's like, wow, Tasha, you took them all down. Yeah, I took them all down, Linda. I took them all down. And so one of the things that I know on my journey is when somebody says that, like re-engage your vision, like bring it back. I would be asking like, Tasha, how? Like I thought I was all aligned to my vision. I've been writing it and visualizing and doing all that. And so I just want to give you some tips around how to re-engage your vision, how to be a little bit more intimate with it today. All right. So number one, I'm going to encourage you to write a new delivery date, a by when date. By when do you want it to be delivered? It says And as you rewrite this vision, remember, you want to keep in mind your soul's purpose and your soul's mission. I know that when you have a vision that's aligned to that, this is why in the Bible, it says in Habakkuk 2, it says, write the vision and make it plain so that when you read it, it will make you run, right? That's basically the layman's interpretation of the way it's written. It says, write the vision and make it plain that he may run when he readeth it, right? So to me, my interpretation of that is make this so powerful that when you read it, literally heaven and earth and everything that is needed for you to realize this vision happens for you because it is so powerful. And the way to make it so powerful is not to go off of what your ego wants to tell you your vision is, but to be really clear on your soul's purpose. Why are you here? What is your mission? What is your purpose? And then make sure your vision for your life is aligned to that, right? So, that's number one. I love it. Rhonda said, I did it too. She removed everything yesterday too. Must be a thing. We're all getting like, and it also is a big release period. I know that for sure. Like, we're just being called to the next level. And that's just part of the journey. Okay, so the other thing is give into it, commit and trust in your vision. So give it a buy when date, give it a delivery date, and give into it. One of the things that I realized when my friend called me out on abandoning the vision is that I wasn't trusting it. I wasn't committed to it. I think about all the times I've talked about my movement and what I want to do. And it's like it was a great conversation when it happened. And then it just like fell by the wayside. And I looked at that and I said, this is all on me. Like I walked away from this. I abandoned this. And and probably a big part for many of you as it is for me is just you get so caught up in the doing of life that when you start thinking about your big vision and your soul's purpose, the ego has this beautiful way of saying, yeah, but it's too difficult, it's too big, you don't know how, so you know what, just come back down here and do the little rat on the hamster wheel thing and just keep going. you know and so you're like, all right, I know how to do that. Let me get back on the hamster wheel and keep going. And what do? You like check out of your vision, right? You check out of your big vision and you don't trust in it. You don't trust that everything that you need and that will be needed is already provided for you. You have it all within you. So I want to encourage you. Number two is to like take a moment today after you've written it and just whatever your process is for going, you know what? I am powerfully choosing to trust in this vision and to commit to it. Here's another reason why I know I can trust in my vision and commit to it is that when I go back to my vision aligned to my soul's purpose and mission, that is of God. It is not of Tasha. It ain't of Tasha at all because Tasha would probably not choose such massive big things, right? It's like, I just want easy. I want to chill. I want to, just stay here in easy land. And so that's when I know it is so great and it's going to make such an impact. It is of God. And I can trust in that more than I can trust in anything else. So commit and trust. The second thing, that's the second thing, right? Is to commit and trust. Number three is to honor yourself by honoring your vision realized. Honor yourself. I told you that the energy of this moon is asking you to choose yourself. And so in this time, you are being called to go, you know what? How is honoring me? How is choosing me a part of my vision being realized? And I am so freaking committed to this vision being realized right now. I am so committed to it that it is the most powerful choosing of me I've probably ever done in my life. So I want you all to be asking yourself, how am I choosing me in this period? The fourth one is reignite your vision with your soul purpose and mission. I talked about that, I think, earlier. As you go to write it, that's probably number one, is to really sit and, in order for you to do this, you got to know your why. This is like, there's no messing around with this. We've gotten to our 40s, 50s, 60s. We got to have an answer at this point. What is your why? What is your soul's purpose and its mission for being here? In Corinthians 1, it says, when you catch the vision of God, all striving falls away. And I said it earlier. When you have the vision of God, the vision of God is you came here, your soul chose to come in this human experience to fulfill something. It has a purpose and it has a mission. And you're going to probably say, Tasha, how can I identify it? And I'm going to tell you, you are far enough on the journey that if you truly want to know, whatever you seek, you will find. Whatever you ask, you shall receive. So the answer to how can I figure out my soul's purpose is to go into quiet contemplation with that question. Grab your journal, write it down. Get a blank sheet of paper. I always tell you, the universe loves to fill spaces. So create a space to be filled. Ask the question, write it on a blank sheet of paper, and allow it to come to you and to be filled. Those are my things that I just want to support you on. If you know that you, like me, you walked away from your vision, it doesn't matter why. It doesn't really matter, right? All I can tell you is it's calling you back home. Just say yes. Go back to your vision, reignite, rewrite it. Make sure it's aligned to your soul's purpose and mission. Give it a delivery date by when. Trust and commit to it, and honor yourself by choosing to honor your vision for your life. Your vision for your life. Okay. I love all the comments. I can't wait to go back and read everything that's here. Oh, Jay. Okay, I'm going to get distracted by wanting to say hi to everyone. So here's what I'm going to ask you all to do. I have a little excerpt of that thing that my friend sent me that I want to read to you. But first, I want to tell you, you're also amazing. Every week I say, type this, so you can get a reminder, or type this so you can get the podcast, or type this so you can know all the things. Well, the amazing team came up with a solution to all of the different, having to type all the different words. And one of the things that we want to do is centralize, just having one way to get you all the information. There's a lot of things that are coming up in the future that are new and exciting and amazing. And instead of every single time telling you, type this, type that, what we want to do is make sure that you are first to be aware of all upcoming events, everything, whether it's a podcast that just got released, or it's a Facebook Live, or I'm going live with a guest, or we have a launch coming up, or we have a wealth activation, or we have a masterclass we're doing. Everything gets you in the know with this. And actually, I just realized I hadn't typed it, so I'm going to do it. So I'm going to invite you all this time today to type the word event. Type the word event in the comments, and that is going to be the thing that gets you in the know for everything. So if you're not signed up for the reminders, it will sign you up. If you haven't heard about the latest podcast being released, it will let you know. If you don't know when we're doing our next 5-day Wealth with Ease activation, it's going to let you know. When we're doing a masterclass, when we're doing our money manifested boards, all of it, you will be notified because you are in the sequence when you type this word event and you go check Facebook Messenger and make sure that you click the link to say, yes, I'm in. All right. So go type the word event. Every single person watching live or watching the replay, type it in the comments and then check your Facebook Messenger and just follow along with the prompts. All right. So I'm going to give you the last thing that I have for you this morning. This was what did it for me. The vision that God gives is not some unattainable castle in the sky, but a vision of what God wants you to be down. Sorry, let me read again. The vision that God gives you is not some unattainable castle in the sky, but a vision of what God wants you to be down here on earth. Then as surely as God is God and you are you, You will turn out as an exact likeness of the vision. But don't lose heart in the process. If you have ever had a vision from God, you may try as you will to be satisfied on a lower level, but God will never allow it. And that's what I know. That's what I love. And, do you get to go, man, yeah, Tasha, you're right. I have abandoned my vision. I have had not trust. I haven't had trust. I haven't committed to it. I haven't even thought about it lately. All of that is human. It's part of the human journey. But what I want you to hear is God's not going to allow you to walk away from your vision, right? It's like it's not going to go anywhere. And you're actually going to be the most unfulfilled, the most unclear, the most frustrated, the most just tossed around in your head and in your ego when you are not fulfilling your vision. So that's why I wanted us to have this conversation today. I hope it lit your heart on fire and set you off in the right direction. Mwah. Go have a wonderful rest of today and all of this week. Mwah. I love you. Bye, everyone. Have a great Monday.